Okay folks, in this video we are going to be creating a digital portfolio such as the one you are looking at right now using Google Sites. This portfolio will have a home page with a large cover image, and when you scroll down you are going to meet the author via picture and some text. There will also be a footer in which you are going to attach a fake email address so that no one is going to spam you through that. This portfolio is going to be fully responsive. It's going to display correctly on a smartphone, a tablet, or a laptop or desktop computer. In addition to the home page, you will have 3 main navigation pages at the top, each of which will have subpages according to what is required in the course outline. Well, I believe you have enough now for the introduction. We are now going to go to the first step, that is creating some folders. Okay, the first thing we have to do when we embark on any project like this is to create a folder where we are going to store that project. Not just the project alone, but all the files that are associated with it. And so we are going to open up my USC schoolwork folder, create a new folder there, and we are going to call that EDT11 portfolio. And in that folder we are going to create, let me see if I could get it right, beautiful. We are going to create 3 more folders. We go to the new create folder and we are going to call this images. We can also right click, create a new folder, and we are going to call that one docs. And we'll probably just right click again, create another new folder, and call this one forms. The forms folder is not necessary for this project, but it's quite useful to know how to create your own forms from the Google platform. So we are going to use a contact form in our portfolio. That wasn't shown in the one that we created, but it's going to be added to your own, so don't worry. The next thing we have to do, now that we have the folder set up, we are going to add a file that I prepared. Here's a copy of it called the portfolio listing, which essentially covers all the documents you need to prepare your portfolio. That is going to determine, as you look here, the pages that are going to be on your portfolio and what you are supposed to do. So what I am going to do now is simply drag it from my desktop into the docs folder. So let me just see if I could quickly find it on my computer. Okay, so I am in my USC lessons folder, and here is the portfolio listing document. I'm simply going to drag it to the docs folder, and when I open it, I am going to see the list of everything that I need to put on the website. You are going to have one of this via the email and the links that I sent you, so you can do the same thing. So once we have this in place, we are now ready to build our online portfolio. Okay, so we are now going to make the website by going to new, down to more, and add Google Sites. And this is going to load our brand new blank website, and this is the best place to start when you are learning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be a bit lazy, so I'm going to just copy the name of the site here from the demonstration site and paste it into the blank website that we just created. Now if you go to, no, it's not, we haven't changed, oh, I didn't put a page title here. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to lazily copy this here, and my copy backfired. I pasted by accident. Okay, so let me copy it this time, and I'm going to paste it here. And okay, so it's a bit too big. Let me stretch it out here. What you could do when you're working with your title, if it's spilling over too much, you could always adjust the font size by clicking this little arrow here. So we're going to make it 48, but I find the text is way too skinny. So what I'm going to go to is the themes tab and select diplomat. No, diplomat has this white line that I don't like. So I'm going to go back with the simple, but what I'm going to do is come down to font style and make it classic, which is going to make it a bit thicker, and there is a bit of serif on the font that makes it look more classy. I was telling you earlier that if you click on publish, you are going to see the name of the folder, sorry, the name of the website coming up, but that's okay. We are not ready to publish yet, so we're going to cancel that. And if we want to see what our website looks like, we click on the preview button, which is what I used when I was showing you the site the first time. So you're going to see your smartphone view, tablet view, computer view. So we could just X out of that, and the first thing we want to do is change our cover image. So we are going to go to, first of all, let's change the header type to a cover as we had in our demonstration. Then we are going to go back to change image, select image, and we are going to just use a generic image. It doesn't matter, so I could just click on that one for now and select it. All right, that's one. We need to add the same element that we had down here to the bottom with a picture and a text. And of course, trust me, I'm going to copy all of this and paste it into the new element that we are adding here. So all we need to do, go from, okay, go to the, if you're off the insert tab, we go to the insert tab and double click on this element here. And then if you're working with Google Documents and you want to paste as plain text, you use Control Shift and V, which is what I just did here because I didn't want to change the font style here. But maybe I should not have done that. Let me just do it over and right. Okay, so it comes with the about me at the top, but it means then I don't need this header box here. So let me click inside of it and delete it. The font size, however, is way too small for my liking, so I will select the text, and I will give it a font size of about 14. And the final thing that I'm going to do is click the ellipsis, go to the line spacing option and set it to be about 1.5. Now, we could leave the image section blank for now, and yes, we didn't add the footer, so let's add a footer for the home page. And once again, I shamelessly copy and paste, which is a luxury that I could afford because I have the site to copy from. If you have to do your website from scratch, please make up your mind to do it from scratch. So let me center that and paste it here. Right. Okay, I find this looking too bland, so let me quickly add an image. I didn't want to do that yet, so let me select an image. It's going to take me to one of those that I was playing around when I was doing the demo folder. So let's add one of that, the one that we had of Ostrich before. If you notice, he is a bit, let me just pull down this bar to see if I could get him down a bit more, but his head is still cut off even if I slid him down. So I don't want to carry him past the text. So what we can do in a case like this is simply click the top button and drag him down a bit, and when we are finished, click the correct sign, and that is about it for the home page. We have our title, we have our about me section, and it's cropped, and we have our footer. So that's it for the home page. We are in the next section of the video, we are going to look at how to create the other pages, then add the subheadings. Okay, so we are now getting ready to set up the other pages, but there is something that seems to be out of sorts. Yes, I realize what's happening. Our header type is not set to cover, because if it was set to cover, the image would have occupied the entire page. So let's look at header type. All right, it's on large banner, but we need it to be on cover. Right, so that is fixed. So our website is, let's preview it. Right, so it's exactly as we want it to be. I find the text is a bit small, so maybe I am going to set that. I'm just having a little issue with selection. I'm going to set it to about 16. No, okay, I'm going to set it. No, 18 is too big. Let me do 16. Probably 15 then. Okay, I would take 16 for today. Or 15 for today. Right. Okay, so we are now ready to add our pages, and what I'm going to do is just do it for one example of a page with subpage. I'll probably add the other 3 main pages, but I wouldn't be doing every single one because it's going to be the same thing being repeated and it's going to get boring. So let's see what I mean. Okay, if we look at the portfolio entry, the first thing we have to do is to create a page called Global Citizen Online Learner. Let's create that here by going to pages, and we see we already have a home page, but there is no reference to it in our navigation yet. So if we create a new page, and I'm going to paste the name that I just copied, right, you notice that our home page turns up and the second page that we create is here. So I'm going to also create the no, that is under the module 1. Let's go to module 2. We want to create for module 2 a page called Learning Theories. So let's go here and add another page called Learning Theories, and it's going to appear up here in our navigation. There are no subpages yet. We are going to add the subpages after. All right, so let me look at the portfolio listing and see what our final page is going to be called. Okay, page title is going to be 21st Century Fluencies. So let's copy that and create. You may have to type it. Well, you would have the document, so don't worry about that. All right, 21st century, maybe there's too much space here. Yes, there was. So, oh no, I didn't select done. I clicked away from it. So let me just get rid of the extra space. Click done. Right, so we have the 3 pages in the website that those are main pages. Obviously, you wouldn't want them to have this big cover like the homepage. So let's just quickly change these images. First of all, we are going to change the header type to simply banner in each of them. So header type, we are going to change to banner. 21st century influences. Let's change that to banner. So if you notice that the software, which is Google's website editor, would have added the title of the page as a heading. This we just have to make sure that it's lined up properly. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing the resize handle on the text box and pulling it out to get it into a single line. So these are our 3 main pages. What we are going to do in the next part of the video is to look at adding sub pages. My apologies, I would have skipped ahead of myself. I would have made mention of changing the images before we move on, but I did not change the images. So let's do that right now. Click on change image, and we are going to use the generic images that Google provided. So for the first main page, which is Global Citizen, we are going to use that image. For Learning Theories, we are going to just select this brown, and for 21st Century Influences, we are going to change by selecting, okay, we're going to use this for 21st Century Fluencies. So that is going to cover changing the image in our banner. So we are now ready to look at how to add sub pages. Okay, so we are going to go back to our portfolio listing to look at the sub pages that we need to add. All right, we will only do that for those in module 1 because the process is the same for the others. and I don't want the video to be too long and drawn out. So we see we need one portfolio entry that is called Global Citizen and Online Learner, in which we are going to add all of these things. In the other sub page, we no, that's the main page. The sub page is going to be legal and safety issues here. And then normally when I do courses like this, you would have to do a reflective piece. So let me just copy the legal and safety issues now. Go back to Global Citizen Online Learner. Better yet, let's go to just go to this page, and we are going to click the plus side. I'm going to just simply paste the name that I just copied there. And if we notice that this page essentially copy the banner, but it has the title that we just added. If you want to make it a sub page, we could just select the page. Okay, right, and just drag it and drop it on this. All right, there's a little bug here that when you do this, it actually shows you two images. Don't worry about that. When you reload the page, it's going to be fixed. I don't know what causes that. All right, so we have this sub page here, and let me create another. I'm just going to copy one of these here, which I know is not two pages here. So let me duplicate this one, not duplicate, make a page based on this. So I'm going to click the plus sign, and I am going to write okay, let me be lazy again. Copy. This is what page again? Global Citizen. So let me just copy Global Citizen, and I'm just going to attach the word reflection next to it. Okay, so that's done. Right, so Global Citizen reflection is created here. I'm going to have this page reset by simply, if you notice up here, it says all the changes have been saved. So what I'm going to do now, if I hold this over here, you notice I'm only seeing two sub pages. So it tells you that definitely there's something with the updating that section of your navigation. So let me just close this, open the portfolio that we're working on again. And if you go to pages, we should see, right, there are just two things, two sub pages here. Now that is how you create sub pages. What I am going to do now is just add some dummy content to the, okay, and let me change the pages, the images on these sub pages. Change image, select, and I'm just going to go for something that's completely different, and change the image here also. Select it from whatever is there. Maybe let me try this pretty one here. And so all of these now look different because they have different images. And that brings us to the end of this section. In the next section, we are going to be looking at adding placeholder text to our website. Okay, so what we are going to do now is add some text or some content to the pages to give them a finished look. Obviously, when you do your assignments, you are going to be adding what you would have completed. But where we are now, we are going to use industry standard by using placeholder text, and we can do that by clicking the text box icon, and we are going to go to the website Lorem Ipsum, which is basically the term that is used for placeholder text in the print industry. This site, you could configure it by putting the number of paragraphs that you want. This is the default here. If I essentially click, okay, let me just deselect, and you see 3 paragraphs here, and I click generate, I get 3 paragraphs. But to be honest with you, I like the default text that is okay. Let me see what is generated. Right, so this is what the real lorem ipsum looks like. So I will go with that. You notice it's basically Latin. So let me just copy this here, and I'm going to go to the website that, sorry, yes, to the web page that I had inserted the text box, and I'm going to just paste my lorem ipsum there. I could paste it twice because most likely, or 3 times, or because your essays probably would be longer than that. And I can simply go to the other web pages now that I want to update legal and safety issues, insert a text box, and just paste that there, paste it twice, and go back to global citizens, insert a text box, and just paste 3 times. Okay, so this text is not going to give you any mark, but it's going to let your website give your website the finished look, so that if you had to make any adjustment or anything like that, you would know what to do in terms of the layout of your element. And so it's very important to work like this. So whereas you may take it for granted, so I'm just looking at the preview. So this is what the site is going to look like on a smartphone or tablet. And let's go back to our laptop look, and we escape that. And if you look under the learning theories, you have to do basically the same processes. We get down to, okay, let me see, I ran a yes under learning theories. You have to look at the different learning theories, and what I would have done recommend is to create a subpage for each, so that the information would not be too long and drawn out as the yeah, when we paste them like that. Maybe as the assignment, as we go along looking at the assignment, you'd probably summarize everything in one long paragraph, or you could do separate pages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video now. I'm going to finish the site by doing the same procedure, so it wouldn't be long and drawn out. And when you come back, you would basically see the subheads here and everything for these fill with the same placeholder text. So see you at the end of the video. Okay, the final touches that we are going to do to this digital portfolio is to create a contact page that uses a contact form. So let's go to pages, and we are going to come all the way down and just create a new page, and we shall call it contact. All right, so once we're done with that, okay, it's way up at the top here. We want it to be the last page on the website. As you can see, it was modeled after the home page, so we are going to change the header type to banner, and we are going to leave it as contact. And what we are going to do, remember we had created folders for our document, so what we are going to do is insert a contact form here, which we are going to call my contact. And once we create a form here, we are going to insert it on our contact page. So we go file, new form, and we are going to click the arrow that says from a template. And if you come down, we have educational forms here, we have personal forms here, work forms. We are just simply going to select contact information under personal forms, and we're going to just use that by double clicking on it. And this is going to be called let me look at for I don't have a good name for that. Okay, is just simply going to be called my contact form. So we are going to go with my contact form, and that is it. We can, let me see, do we have to make any more contact information? That's the name of the form, your name, your email address, phone number, and any questions that you'd like to ask. So I can call it Ostrix. No, let me just leave it at that. So we want to get contact information, and if you want to preview the form, we click the little I button here. So this is saying this is you have to tell us about yourself, or well, okay, let's leave it like that. It's basically contact information, and this is what your user will have to follow. Let me just close this. All right, so now that we have created that form, if we look in the folder, you see we have a contact information form in that folder. Let's get back to the web page, the contact page, and we are going to go to insert, and we're going to scroll down to forms. We're going to double click on that, and the only form that should appear there for us is my contact form. We're going to, right, it's going to go on the page, not going to be centered. So what we are going to do is just drag it until we see it at the center. All changes have been saved. So we could close this now. So we can preview our form using the preview button. So this is how it's going to look on a laptop, and here is how it's going to look on a smartphone, and likewise on a tablet. There is one final thing that we have to do. If we want to share our site with someone, we could come here. Sorry, it's under publish. We click under publish, right? This is going to give us the link that we could share with someone, but we don't have to copy it from here. Right, this is anyone from the University of Southern Caribbean, but you don't want that. Who can view my site? Okay, if you want, you could leave it that way, or you could just put, if you click manage, you could put no done. Restricted. Anyone who in this group will find it in the open. Anyone with link, you could put it to anyone with link. That is up to you. Let's keep it within the Southern Caribbean, because this is your school book, so we don't want it to go public. We will keep it within USC, and that's going to be the safe thing to do. I can go ahead now and publish the site. So the site is now published. You could click on the little drop down arrow that appears after you publish the site, and you could go to view published site. Okay, because you on the contact page, it took you there, so but you could go to your home page. Right, then you are going to see all the pages with the placeholder text that you are going to eventually fill out as the course go by. And then if you want, users want to get into contact with you, they could use your contact form. So that's it for the tutorial. I hope that you are able to follow along and you are able to complete this. If it's too long to do in one sitting, you could just start the page and come back and do it in portions. As you would have seen, your changes will be saved automatically, so you can continue where you left off. Good luck, best of everything for EDTE 101, and I wish that everybody in class gets an A, because they can deliver on the abilities that they have. Thank you.